Okay, then Helldivers, loads to go over today as Ivis is now in danger in the next few hours. Their Helldivers known issues list has been updated and the laser weapons are now broken off the back end of the AC being fixed. The Baskinator responds to a few things on Reddit which are quite interesting and they may have slipped up somewhere. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And do make sure that you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers with the most effective and healthy energy drink choice compared to those tinned alternatives that we're all used to. Being completely keto friendly, zero sugar and less than 1 calorie, it's a no-brainer, and you can use code CLOUDPLAYS at checkout for a cheeky discount. We're also still giving away the helmet, and if you guys want to get involved with it, very, very simple. Salute down in the comment section below. Click the link in the description and it'll enter you in. It is very, very simple and it's an absolute no-brainer. $135 worth of helmet sent straight to your door. With that being said, let's dive on into the game and see what it is that's happening right now. So naturally, we're going to start off on the Galactic War map where Ivis is now in danger in the next 5 hours. We are going to be live in just 2 hours, seeing what it is that happens with regards to this one, as we're not too sure whether it's going to have something off the back end of it, as we only have 3 hours and 13 minutes remaining on the major order to hold Malevelon Creek, which obviously the planet is safe as anything. So what we could see happening is the major order completing, then Ivis being destroyed and a new major order popping up straight afterwards, or at least that's how I expect it to kind of go down, but we'll have to wait and see exactly how it operates. My hope is that we end up over on the Terminid sector inside of the big yellow cloud that is the Gloom, and we can start farming in for some more E710 to start protecting the next planet, which is Niblaria 1. Now, unfortunately, we've not managed to save any planets as of yet, and this will be the third one to be succumbed to the Meridian Singularity, but hopefully we can slow this thing right down to a stop very, very soon. We'll see exactly how it operates right now, but for those of you guys who are wondering, inside of your superstore, you have got the same stuff as we always actually have. Still no killzone armor, and again, we're on day maybe 56 now of asking where the hell that bloody armor is. Nonetheless, we're going to dive on into the back end of the game and see what it is that's happening inside of Helldivers. Now, there has been some obvious fixes that we spoke about just yesterday with regards to the autocannon. The autocannon obviously had a problem when reloaded that it would actually just break, and now it does not. It actually works quite nicely, although in turn for that, it actually broke all laser weapons. Yes, it did indeed. If you're using the sickle, the scythe, or the secondary that is the dagger, you guys are going to be able to have an infinite amount of rounds with no overheat. Now, this is extremely easy, and it can be like timed in a couple of time ways. Essentially, what you are wanting to do is you are taking your weapon, you are running it all the way up to overheat, and then when you reload, you are wanting to swap your weapon out. Now, obviously, this does take a few attempts sometimes, but it can be done quite easily. As you can see in the clip in the video right now, there is obviously something wrong with this. As well, after you've done that and switched back, you will obviously have a full loaded scythe or dagger or whatever it is you're using, and you can literally just run this thing out consistently. You never have to take your finger off the trigger. Now, is this intentional, you may ask? Obviously, it's not intentional. Will this be fixed, you may also ask? Yes, of course it's going to be fixed. Although it is the weekend, so you do have the whole weekend to enjoy this bug, because we all know full well that the Arrowhead Game Studios development team don't work on the weekends. So we're likely to have a patch come through maybe on Tuesday if they happen to be quite quick with it, and we'll have a fix happen in for that one. But until then, enjoy it while it lasts, because it is pretty damn fun to say the least. I know full well that'll be my primary usage for a little while until they do fix it. In other news though, there has been some stuff that's been spoke about on Reddit, and the Baskinator had to clear up a load of things that were happening. Now, a few days ago now, we actually reported the removal of height over bore, which for those of you guys who don't know means that instead of aiming at the scope and trying to aim a little bit higher, because, well, your barrel is lower than your scope, therefore you will shoot a little bit lower than where you actually aim, they removed that completely. So wherever it is that you aim on your scope is exactly where it is that you hit with your bullet. So essentially as if the bullet is coming straight out of the scope, scope and hitting directly forward. Now, somebody put up a post about this and was speaking about it quite thoroughly and attentively, and the Baskinator came in and stated that they spoke to the team and this was actually a mistake, not a conscious choice. We're investigating how it happened and plan on fixing it. Thanks for all of the great feedback in here either way though. Now, this is quite interesting because Arrowhead seemed to be suffering quite a lot just recently with full breaks of the game. It seems to be something that is happening, well, all too often. And by all too often, I mean absolutely every patch day. This seems to be something that for some reason is causing for a bit of a problematic effect. I'm not too sure as to why this is something that is consistently happening, but it is something that is happening nonetheless. Because there was also some mistakes coming from the Arrowhead support team, as somebody posted up this post right here a few days ago. Now, I was a bit skeptical on it. I didn't think it was even real, so we never reported it. But it states right here, the Eruptor is confirmed bugged, not nerfed, which is really, really weird considering yesterday the QA lead had actually said that it wasn't bugged. It is not like working correctly, and it's not working in a balance that they are happy with. And the post that they actually came up with on here is states, hey Helldiver, there is something that we've already investigated and fixed, just waiting to be pushed out on an upcoming patch. Now the Baskinator actually responded on this one and it's been pinned up, and it states, oh dear, the support agent made a mistake. This is not a bug and the weapon is functioning as intended. I apologize and I've already chased this issue in our support team. Now this is actually baffling to say the least, because realistically that's quite a big mistake to make. And although this is obviously something that they have slipped up on, to be able to slip up on a movement where the support team are emailing out false information is a little bit of a dangerous narrative to be sitting at right now, especially in a point where your game has more bugs than features, and it seems to be a bit of an issue for Arrowhead at the moment, but hopefully it's something that they do get sorted. Overall, though, quite an interesting time in the realm of Helldivers right now. So much is happening, so much is going on. Things are fixed, things are breaking, and my oh my, content is coming through the roof. And in the last video, we had quite a lot to speak about, as there was obviously the surprise patch. You guys had quite a lot to talk about with regards to Popley. This was quite an interesting one, but it states, first right here in your first comment, Popley might be one of the biggest comebacks so far. All odds stacked against us, and we still got it done. Now, this was obviously the case. There was the Incineration Core, we also had the Jet Brigade, and it was quite a high-level invasion. There was no way we should have been able to complete that, although we actually did, and Malevelon Creek managed to live to see another day. It's absolutely incredible, and we should have had some sort of, like, reward for that, like they did with the Malevelon Creek Cape. I feel like that should have been something that was worked on, but nonetheless, that's not what we're receiving. This next comment right here states, Creek Memorial Day was lackluster? Question mark. Meanwhile, on Popley, 2 special bot brigades of reduced reinforcement, reduced resupply, and the bots clutching defeat from the jaws of victory harder than the Italians in Pasadena in '94. Now, yes, a very, very good comment, that is for damn sure. It was overwhelmingly exciting with regards to Popley, but I think that the Memorial Day overall was not actually supposed to be like that. Again, the Popley event was something that we created ourselves, and we actually run the story narrative ourselves. This wasn't something that Arrowhead had actually done really at all. We obviously do that via social posts, videos, Reddit posts, and the way that the community actually act. It could have just been another planet that we lost. It's not anything to go by. That was, for me, was not content for the Creek Memorial Day. That's my personal opinion. And finally, this comment right here states, fantastic job with the current MO, dear Helldivers. Now that the automatons are eating dirt, I wanted to thank all the Helldivers who took their time and effort to fight against the Illuminate invasion to keep the dark energy accumulation as low as possible. I feel like they don't get enough credit for the valiant Overwatch, so from the bottom of my liberated heart, thank you all who have been keeping the squids at bay. Now, this is obviously something which is really huge. Now, the accumulation of the dark energy is something that's quite big because it moves the singularity as well as obviously everything else that we've got in tow with it. Being able to keep those Illuminates at bay and defeating the planet invasions means that it slows down the singularity, therefore slowing down the explosion of these planets and making us a bit more prepared in the meantime. So a massive shout out to the Illuminate divers. I really appreciate every single one of you. Nonetheless, that's unfortunately we've got time for today. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.